we cleared all the rows, columns, and target to make room for the one we need. We need to see this, so we need volume and volume growth for JTI. So let's do that here. We will put only, JTI into rows, and in the columns we will put year-to-date and year-to-date and 2017, because here they want to see year 2017, year-to-date, quarters, last 4 quarters, and last 2 months. So we put last 4 quarters, and the last 2 months we have in our universe. Put it here. And now let's check these 2 calculations and click run. So we get values here. We don't see them very good, so let's make them go full screen. Now we can see them more clearly. And you see these values are much smaller than we expected. So what's the problem? Let's go back to the PDF. We see that here it says annualized. So we have operation that does that, and it will make the volume from the period which represents the cell here. We'll level it with a year's period. So 1 month it will multiply its value by approximately 12, or so on. So let's check it here. Click run, and you see we get the values we wanted. Let's go full screen again so we can see them more clearly. And this is about it. You of course can see a visualization of this if you go into charts, but I will talk about that later. Now we will move on to DasboardMaker. So as we said, we will go back. We will now go to the DasboardMaker. Here we have the target. We want to filter our data, but we don't want to do that for this case. Here you have a new dashboard panel, which will do nothing because already it was empty. We can add a widget. You can see now it works. Add a new widget. Name it chart 1.1. Double click to get into it, and now we have this view here, which is basically a cross tab. As you can see, it looks pretty much like this. And let's make everything we did there here. Put this into columns. Last 4 quarters into columns, yeah. And last 2 months. And into rows, we put manufacturers, only JTI. Now we want to see volume and volume growth, and we want to annualize values. And here we can create charts, subcharts. You see this here is one subchart of this chart, and this here is another one. So we made those 2. Now we have 2 of them here. You can also go full screen if you want. So I need to select series, which data will be represented on each chart, on each subchart. On the first one, I want to see the volume for manufacturer, which is total, and for the JTI. And for the second one, I want to see volume growth and volume growth for JTI. I can now click preview. See, we got something here on the full screen. It auto resizes. We can also make them smaller, bigger, do with it what we want. Let's say this looks okay for me. Minimize it again, but we see this is different from the one we want to create. This has bar charts and line charts. So let's do that. It's our first chart. Select it, we want to see, we have some options here. For this one, we only want to see values. This is the lower to see lower levels, and this is for labels in the calculations. This is for displaying axis. And here we define a series specific. So for manufacturer, for the total, we want it to be a column chart, but for the JTI, we want it to be a line chart. So we go on to this and make it a line chart, click preview, and we see there are some results here. Okay, the next one seems pretty much okay, so we won't make it, oh, it misses values, so we will add some values to it, and we want to see the axis here, preview again, and now it's much better. Now it looks pretty much like this one here. The color can be changed like this because we have a slight difference in color. Click here, and now we have this color picker here. Let's make this one gray, light gray. It goes into light gray. And let's put this one here into green, JTI green. Did we get it? No, it's a bit darker. We can also change it again. It's a bit darker like this. And now we got what we wanted here. But the second chart isn't the color we want. We can go here, click it again, click color, but it's not exactly the same color. We want it to be the same color, so we can do this. Copy this value here, Control copy. And for the manufacturer, we can Control paste. Same thing for the JTI, as we want them to be the same colors. Clicking preview again, we'll save the colors we wanted. It will change nothing unless we change anything here. That can make some changes. And if we full screen it, we see it like this. We can go back here and save this chart. So this is the first chart.